Hello, glorious creation of God, and welcome back to my channel. This is Glorious Decor and More with Evangelist Grace. Thank you all for returning, and I welcome you. Today's video will be of me seasoning some thin pork chops and baking them in the oven. I've already, of course, washed my hands. I've washed and prepared the meat for seasoning. I have 2, 4, 6 thinly sliced pork chops. They're center cut, but they're very thin, and they were less than $6 at Walmart. So, I guess I should have named this channel Cooking with Evangelist Grace, but we do a little bit of everything. So today we're preparing our pork chops for baking. I'm going to have some green beans and carrots with this, but I'm going to prepare those later. I want to get the meat in the oven. So in order to season them, I take about a fourth teaspoon of salt for the entire 6, and I season them on one side. Then I take about a teaspoon of ground garlic and ground minced onions. I think I say ground onion. It is minced onion and minced garlic blend. And I take about a teaspoon of that. And you all know the story about my measuring spoons. I have misplaced them. I'm 99% sure they're behind the sink. I haven't pulled it out to look, so I'm using just a regular spoon, because I normally eye it, but for the sake of the video, I am using what we call a teaspoon, okay? So these are the minced onions and garlic, and I have 6 pork chops, so I sprinkle a little on all 6, okay? Now, of course, I said these are 6, and that's a teaspoon in the 6, okay? Then I take pepper, and you all know I love pepper, and I'm going to use about a teaspoon of black ground pepper, okay? Now, I have washed the pork chop, and I have placed a little oil, which I do with all my meats, in the pan. Instead of spraying it with non-cooking spray, I've greased it with some used oil. I fried my chicken in this yesterday, and I'm using the oil to oil the pan. Okay, and then I take about a teaspoon of ground pepper, red pepper flakes. Now these are kind of stuck together because they have been near the stove, so you'll probably see more falling on a chop than I want, but it doesn't hurt because I love red pepper, and I take it and I spread it out on them to give it just a little kick, okay? And then am using some onion powder. Again, this is kind of stuck together because of the heat, and it's near the stove. This is where I keep them. This is the stove. These are the seasonings. Then I'm going to take some garlic powder and put on these chops, okay? Now you say, that looks like a lot. Well, not if you're doing both sides. And normally, what I do, let me get my fork. I thought I had it. Normally what I do is I season one side of the meat, and then I turn it over and I rub it real good in the bottom. And then I turn it over. And that seasons for me the other side. Now you might say, oh, well, why not flip them over and put, because then I tend to put too much. I'm kind of heavy-handed, as my mother would say, with these chops or with any of my cooking. And so I only do one side and then rub the other one in the pan. Flip them and rub them over. Okay? Turns out really well. Now, I bake these uncovered in my oven. You can cover them with foil if you want, but I don't like the moisture when I use the foil. So I'm placing them in my oven, and I let them bake for about 20 minutes, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. And I put them on the second shelf. Okay, you see them in there. Now remember, I told you I had it on 400. I'm going to turn it down to about 350. I always turn it up in order for it to preheat, and then I turn it down. Now you do your dishes the way you want, but this is how I do it, and I wanted to share it with you all. Thank you all for coming. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to press the notification bell so you get all my uploads. Don't forget to tell your family and friends about it, and may God bless you as you do this, okay? We want to grow, as you know. We want to monetize, okay? So pray for us. And I've prayed and believe in God that the process will be speeded up so we can be monetized. God bless you, and I want you all to come back, because I will be back. I'm going to clean up my spices and prepare my vegetables. But you all have a glorious evening. I hope you had a fantastic day full of joy, worship, praise, seeing your family and friends and fellowship at church. I certainly did. Be blessed and come back. I'll see you soon, because I'll be back. Love you. Later.